we now have, and I noticed this about 9 months ago when Adam Schefter, a friend of mine and somebody I respect, somebody everybody at Fox respects, NFL reporters said, this Brady thing, he's going to look around. Don't kid yourself on this. So this is not Slappy the blogger. It's Adam Schefter. Christian Fourier, a former NFLer Patriot, now works in Boston media, came out yesterday and said, Tom's done, and they're done with Tom. New England's done with Tom. Now, again, I have my beliefs on where he's going to go, but there's 3 or 4 things we have to all be honest about here. We now have legitimate reporters who I trust and players that know Tom that are saying these are not bloggers quoting each other. These are real people. We also know that Brady and Belichick, Jay Glazer reported, Tom's not taking a pay cut. We also know Belichick generally doesn't pay anybody. I mean, outside of Stephon Gilmore, anybody. We've seen tension in this relationship. We know that I can tell you I have one thing sourced. Brady is privately grumbling to those close to him about the lack of weapons and New England's inability over the last 5 or 6 years post-Randy Moss to get weapons and keep weapons and draft and develop weapons. These are all things you can't dispute. So I've been thinking a lot about this morning. And on our show, we love pies. We love a good, delicious pie. And I was going to do a Brady pie this morning because I think it's at least optically, it's the easiest thing to put your arms around. 70% of the pie, I think Tom's going back to New England, not because he's totally happy, but moving at his age, learning a new offense is a pain in the rear. I'll give 1% to retirement. He just throws his hands up in the air. 4% a surprise team. I just don't buy the Chargers. I don't. I have connections to the franchise. I don't buy them. I don't buy Oakland. I don't care that he bought a house there. I don't buy that. I don't buy Miami. A team I'm going to throw out there, and the more I think about this, I think they're the favorite in the clubhouse beyond New England. It's the Tennessee Titans. And I'll tell you why I think this. I've moved 4 times in my career across the country, and I was comfortable and making a lot of money in all the places. But when you move, you always move for the same reasons. You choose a place that is solving a current headache. Every place I left, there was an obstacle or a headache, and I wanted to solve it. And I didn't believe I could solve it. Sort of like Brady. What are Brady's 2 annoyances in New England that he can't solve? Number 1, Belichick will not spend money on weapons. He doesn't. He wouldn't spend it on his buddy Welker. He doesn't. And Tom can't overcome that because Tom can't control acquisitions and trades. So Tom can't control that. So he wants better weapons. Secondly is he wants to have more fun. He wants to have fun. He's got the money and the titles. Bill's not fun. Bill's uncomfortable. They don't have a relationship, really. So just think of the one place that solves both of those. The 2 annoyances Tom can't fix. Fun. Mike Vrabel's one of his best friends. He coaches Tennessee. He'd have fun with Mike Vrabel. Number 2 is they have excellent weapons. Arguably the best running back in the league. They've got 2 excellent receivers. A rookie last year from Ole Miss crushed it. They've got a slot receiver, Adam Humphries, and a lot of draft picks. They solve the annoyances that are currently unsolvable. He would have a lot more fun, and they've got weapons. Nashville is also a cool city. I don't think that's the be-all, end-all. But if you said Indianapolis or Nashville, most people with money and options would choose Nashville as a place to live. I certainly would. Joy, if given an option, probably would. I think Tom Brady would. I don't think that's the be-all, end-all. But I do think Nashville's a fun, cool, hip city where, it's still close to the Eastern time zone. I think Nashville, to me, kind of gains steam. And the other thing that matters here, they've said before it's easier for a child's brain to learn a new language than an older person. That it's my daughter can speak French. She at 12 and 13 and 14 years old, she picked up French like that. If you're trying to get me to figure out how to speak French, good luck. Picking up a new language later in life is hard. Tennessee speaks Tom's language. Mike Vrabel knows his culture and his language. The GM's a former Patriot. There are Patriots all through the building. They're not all through the building in Indy or Miami or Oakland or the Chargers. They're not. There's a couple in Miami, a couple. So between solving the two annoyances, he'd have more fun and he'd have more weapons. And the reality that in an incredibly winnable division, and that you talk about a place he could go tomorrow, a Jacksonville, dysfunctional Houston, Indianapolis doesn't have a quarterback. He walks in, can win a division. They speak my language. I'd have fun and I'd have weapons. Here's my Tom Brady, my official final Tom Brady delicious pie. 70% New England, 25% Titans, 4% shocker, 1% I give up. I'm quitting. Dak Prescott was asked a couple days ago, is he worth $40 million? And Dak shot back, what do you think, to the reporter? People tend to use... They tend to use words like deserve. Let's just talk about what contract negotiations are. Here's the word: leverage. It's not about deserving. I've never been paid because I deserve something. I've been paid a lot of money if I have some leverage. The company needs me, at least a little bit, and maybe I have other offers. It's called leverage. It's not called deserve or earn. Dak has some leverage here, because the Cowboys don't have anybody behind him that can play, and it's it's America's biggest sports brand. That's leverage. Forget deserve and earn. Dak's got some leverage. Cowboys have some leverage. On the open market, Dak's not getting a lot of offers for $37 million. Let's start with zero and work our way down. So they both have leverage, different kinds of leverage, and because of that, a deal will get done. Now, it just comes down to a certain number, but the deal will get done because Dak needs them. On the open market, he's not getting this money, and the Cowboys need him. They don't want to go into chaos mode at quarterback. That's a nightmare. The one time they did, networks took Cowboy games off, and Jerry loves the publicity. Now, the concern is we have a quarterback in Dak that is going to get paid a lot of money, $35, $36 million. If you look at the current quarterbacks that are making that kind of money, Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, Ben won 2, Jared Goff got to 1, Aaron got to 1 and 1, Carson Wentz was having an MVP year when he got hurt, clearly shown the ability to carry a team, and Matt Ryan got to, should have, but didn't win a Super Bowl. Dak, with the best O-line, with the best running back, has a playoff win. That's a concern. Here's the reality with Dak. He doesn't miss starts. Got excellent leadership qualities, and he keeps you in most NFL games. That and his leverage is going to get him probably $35 million. Cap goes up, it won't hurt nearly as much. Here's my biggest problem with Dak and why I would probably franchise tag him. Here's my problem. When I say the word Apple, Google, Amazon, those are massive brands. They are imperfect and flawed, but they don't really have a ceiling. If I say Real Madrid, Manchester United, international sports teams, they are imperfect and have bad seasons, but they never have low ceilings. They can go get and pay for who they want. When I say Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Lakers, and New York Yankees, I'm not asking for perfect, but I would never want to be trapped and feel like I have a low ceiling. When the brand is universal, Google, Apple, Amazon, Real Madrid, Lakers, I can deal with imperfection. I don't like the term low ceiling. That's what worries me with Dak. You pay him $35, you're not going to be able to re-sign some guys defensively, and I think Dak's good. He's not special. I don't love that. It's why I would franchise him. I'd like to see him play again without Zeke for a couple weeks, maybe with a beat-up offensive line, prove he can carry it like Wentz has to me so far. But a deal's going to get done. It's not about deserving or earning. It's about leverage, and Dak has enough, and Dallas has enough that a deal will get done. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.